What we simulated in that exercise was a large-scale earthquake that occurred in Southern California that would spur the migration of many people evacuating from California into or through Arizona.
What's up, guys? It's Marf. It is September 25, 2018, and this is Marfugal News. Now, the clip that I'm about to show you should remind everyone that the big one, or the really big one, the Cascadia subduction zone, will affect us all. The gentleman talks at the very end about a tsunami. That's not the San Andreas he's talking about. That's the Cascadia, and up to 10 million people will be out of house and home. So please believe this will affect us all.
On Fox, what would you do in the event of the big one, a catastrophic earthquake along the San Andreas Fault?
Yeah, what would Arizona do? Would we be affected, and how could we help? Our Matt Galho explains the plans in place if the unthinkable happened.
The big one. It's the worst-case scenario for people on the West Coast in Southern California. A powerful magnitude 7 or greater earthquake near the San Andreas Fault could leave unthinkable damage in its wake.
It could happen. It actually will happen.
Dr. Michael Conway is a senior research scientist with the Arizona Geological Survey at the University of Arizona. They've been tracking earthquake activity in and around the state for more than 100 years.
Do we have earthquakes here in Arizona? And the answer is yeah. We probably record at our seismic network somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 125 events annually. Most of those are not felt, so people are not feeling them. But every a couple times a year, we'll have felt earthquakes here in the state.
This map is an animated showing of the seismic activity. The flashes show the Earth has always been moving over the years, but catastrophe has been averted recently. Dr. Conway says that won't be the case forever.
We're going to see some collapses. We're going to see road systems collapsed. We're not ready, but we're getting ready.
Part of getting ready means practicing. Dr. Conway and his team provided data to the state's Department of Emergency and Military Affairs for an annual drill that took place earlier this year. When we think of the big one, we think of the impact on places like Los Angeles. But the fallout would have far-reaching impacts on Arizona, too.
What we simulated in that exercise was a large-scale earthquake that occurred in Southern California that would spur the migration of many people evacuating from California into or through Arizona.
Wendy Smith-Reeve is the department's deputy director. Even if Arizona didn't sustain damage during the big one, we'd need to be ready for help.
If people were going to be traveling through or to their communities, they need to be ready to support those needs.
If a real emergency happened, the state's Emergency Operations Center would be buzzing, trying to help both here and California.
You're looking at fuel. You want to make sure that people have enough fuel in their vehicles to migrate to their end destination. You're also going to have healthcare needs for those individuals along the way. You're also going to want to make sure that you have shelters stood up to support those individuals once they get to their final destination, or maybe it's just an interim destination.
And what would you do if you were caught in the quake? For many, fear takes over, and the instinct is to run.
Most people, when they feel that ground shaking, they want to move away from that. Obviously, you can't get away from it because the ground is shaking all around you.
The good news, unless you're in a very old building, it probably won't collapse.
Earthquake preparedness drill. The best thing that you can do in the event of severe ground shaking is drop, cover, and hold on. Get underneath something. If you're inside, get underneath something, protect your head and your body, and wait the earthquake, the ground shaking out. That's the best thing you can do. Most buildings aren't going to collapse.
Experts say the statement that the big one is coming isn't meant to scare anyone. Being prepared is everyone's best bet. Non-perishable food, water, radios, and walkie-talkies will help you and your family. The bad news is the uncertainty. We don't know when it will happen, but it will.
If you're living along the coast, you have tsunami issues. So it's very difficult to be prepared for things that only occur once in a great while. But that's what we're up against, and that's in trying to excite the public and get the public engaged in this to learn some basic skills to keep themselves safe.